They're still there. Again, maybe missing a piece or two. Just didn't get the job done last season. The Avalanche surprised a lot of people, 95 points, as they look to continue and battle where they are. I think the sleeper team in this whole thing are going to be the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars in this division. I mean, you look at this division, everybody, with the exception of the Chicago Blackhawks, finished with over 90 points. So it really goes to show how tight this Central Division in the Western Conference can absolutely be. And then, of course, the Blackhawks certainly looking after a bounce back. 76 points, didn't even make the playoffs, given the fact that they still have Jonathan Toews, they still have Patrick Kane, they still have Corey Crawford, and Joe Quenneville behind the bench. He is going to be the guy that's going to have the spotlight on him. And if the Blackhawks do not come out of the gates starting, better than what they should be, I think Quenneville can absolutely be on this hot seat. Finally, in the Pacific Division, well, the Golden Knights surprised everybody. They were the Cinderella story. They had basically the entire country rooting for them. They finished with 109 points. My thing is now do they build off of the success of last year? It feels as if when you look back in the history of time, when it comes to stories like this, there usually is a regression. And I really believe that they're not going to have the same performances as they had last year. They could, 100%. You never know what can happen. I just feel as if that there's some sort of regression because now teams know who they are, and they certainly will be better prepared for them. The Ducks behind them at 101 points. They are always at the top of the game, but another team that finishes the regular season off strong, but then when it comes to the playoffs, it just doesn't get going for them. They kind of fall in the same category as the San Jose Sharks, who finished behind them with 100 points. But the big difference here is the Sharks went out and got their big-time defenseman that maybe be the final puzzle to the Sharks in wanting to get to the Stanley Cup glory, and that was adding defenseman and all-star Erik Karlsson. He's into his final year. This is going to be a big year for him as well. The Sharks are going all in and going for it, and they pick up Karlsson. They will 100% be a top contender, and I really think that they're going to win this Pacific Division, given the talent on this team. Then you have the Kings finish at 98 points, followed by the Flames at 84 points. So there was a drop-off there. Flames, Oilers, Canucks, and Coyotes finish at the bottom of this division. The Kings, they're looking to get back to where they were. I mean, this was a team that won a couple of Stanley Cups in as many years. So this is a team that certainly has the talent, looking for a big season from Anze Kopitar, who is poised to have a big season as well, as he continues to be one of the game's premier players in this league. The Flames could have a sneaky good team. They finished with 84 points last year, just 2 games above 500, 37 and 35. But they're also in that transition, but I think that they are a little bit better than what they were last year, so they could absolutely be sneaky and get into a wild card spot. The Edmonton Oilers, I mean, really, you're looking at a disappointing year last season. After 2 seasons ago, they were in the playoffs. They exceeded expectations. They finally got all their draft picks getting going and on this team. This is a team really that needs to have a bounce back if they really want to survive in that Canadian market over there. And guys like Milan Lucic, who had a really bad year looking for a bounce back. Cam Talbot, who was a phenomenal goaltender when he came over. After he came over from the Rangers, he kind of helped the Rangers win the President's Trophy when they did a couple of years back when they went on a Stanley Cup run. So really, this is a team that I think you need to circle that needs to have a tremendous bounce-back year. The Canucks, this is now post-Sedin brothers. They're a young team. They're in transition, so really not expecting much. And the Coyotes, as much as they try each and every year, they get a number 1 goaltender in Antti Raanta. They got a number 1 center in Derek Stepan. It just didn't click last season. Hopefully this is the year that they kind of move up in the world a little bit. So a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of fantastic storylines coming into this hockey season. It's always exciting as we get the hockey season going, so it should be a really good year, and happy hockey season to everybody. I want to thank everybody for listening to this New York Hockey Report podcast, and until next time, I'm Joe Soccoa.